we're here at Knockout Fitness over in Exhibition Avenue. So usually in Bahrain, the prices for most of the gyms that you go see, they're going to be like 55 BD for the month. This gym is the oldest gym in Bahrain, and it is 15 BD per month. So it is way cheaper. It's a little bit smaller than most gyms you go to, but it has all the equipment that you need. It's a lot old school, a lot more old school. The weights over here don't go by kg, they go by pounds. We're gonna hit a little bit of chest and tris and answer a few questions that people are asking kind of along the way. This place is kind of sick though, not gonna lie. We came here a couple days ago. It was just super, super nice. I mean, the equipment here is really good for as small as it is. So we're doing chest and tris today. You're gonna see the cameraman try to hit some weight. Then I hit the warm up. The importance of a warm up is what I used to do. Started working out is I would go straight into the lift. I wouldn't really warm up that much at all. I would just go straight in, load the bar up, and I just start lifting. When I started getting with my bodybuilding buddies are like, what are you doing? You need to really warm up your muscles to get to that weight so that you don't hurt yourself, you don't injure yourself. So what we do is we do a warm up with the bar. If the bar is too heavy for you, then you can figure something else out. But what I do is I do a warm up with the bar. I do it for, it's a lightweight, so I try to do it for about 10 reps, just kind of get the feel. Gotta get that Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he said even when the weight's small, you gotta take the camera away from the weight so that you can bang it together to make it sound like it's 100 pounds, even if it's 5 pounds. A big thing that people need to really fix on, and I don't think there's enough people that talk about it, is correct form. Form can vary based off of what you're going after. If you're going to be a power lifter, you're going to have a different form than if you're just a basic lifter. The form is based off of whatever goal you have. So if you're a power lifter, you're going to lift your butt higher in the air. So you're going to you're going to get the bar, and then you're going to come in to go all the way down to the bench, the bottom of the bench, and you're going to dig your shoulders into the mat, and then have your butt pinched up before it's not touching the bench. Essentially gonna get your arms a little bit wider than this, and you're gonna come down and explode out. To be honest, you don't really see many bodybuilders doing bench anymore. Just from what I hear from Chris Bumstead, Jay Cutler, all the greatest that ever did it. Barbell bench, there's no real growth to barbell bench. It's a really strength-based exercise. There's a lot of injuries that come with it. So what a lot of other people will do is they'll do like dumbbell bench. There's a lot more control that comes with dumbbell bench, because now you have to, instead of bringing it straight out, now the new science is that you have to bring it inside a little bit to correct the form and to control the weight. You're gonna go for just a basic lift. You don't really need to pitch your butt in the air. You don't really need to do all the fancy stuff. You really just need to get your hands shoulder width apart. There's just rough parts of the different slots, right? What I would do is I would just get my thumb to the edge of the bar, and I would just do it the same way for the other side. So I take my thumb to the edge of the bar, it gets in the same direction, and then I would bring it yourself out some, and then just lift off. And then right there you have your basic posture. So you just bring it down to right where your nipples are, below your chest line, and then you would bring it up. So the next thing I'll usually do is I'll put 25 on to make it 185. I'll do that for between 5 to 10 reps, kind of in the load up phase of the warm up, to kind of see how I feel. If I feel the energy to kind of go up more, and then I really feel for the day. But I mean, sometimes people go on different programs where they're gonna really judge where their max is or what weights they're gonna hit if they're gonna try to do a new PR. What you should do is you should go on a program where you have a calculated day that you're gonna hit a PR, because on those days you'll probably most likely hit the PR, because you're actually on a program designed to get you higher numbers. But if you're not on a program, I would suggest staying safe and making sure that you feel good for a PR. Let's see how it feels. You can lift lightweight. It really just depends on how you lift. A million ways to skin a cat. Not one way fits all things, just like dieting. Not one way fits all programs to get big. There's different ways to do it, but I think the most common way to do it, or the safest way to do it, is small weight, high reps, and minimum rest. What the big bodybuilders do right now, but keep in mind that big bodybuilders that are lifting heavy weight, they're on steroids. The weight that they're lifting and the recovery time it takes for them to get better is going to be a lot less for the people that aren't on gear. So these guys that you see that are lifting 6 plates, 7 plates, squats, deadlifting 7 plates, they're doing heavy weights. They're also on different stuff that's going to help them do that weight. So not all these people that you see on social media that are lifting heavy weight, that are looking big, are there naturally. The most common way naturally to do it is by doing lightweight. Even exaggerate the form, honestly. Like, you can exaggerate the form, get used to heavier weight. But yeah, so lightweight, high rep, low rest is what I recommend if you're natural. If you're on gear, do whatever you want to do, dude. You're going to get big regardless.
So when you're working out, you want to make sure that you always have proper form, and proper form is what I mean is you want to make sure your back is a little bit arched. So whether you're on incline bench or flat bench, you never want to keep your back flat to the bench. You really want to keep your shoulders pinched back. Make sure the shoulder blades are kind of pinching. It's almost like you're pinching a pencil in your back. So you want to make sure your shoulders come back. And when you lift off, it's a smooth lift off.
Okay, it kind of feels more comfortable to do palm out. So when you're lifting and you do palm out, it kind of feels more comfortable to do this with your thumb on the outside than it would thumb on the inside. However, it's safer this way because you'll see a lot of times in like videos from the gym, and like gym fails where people are lifting, especially like heavy weight, and the bar will slip from their palm and it'll hit their chest, or they'll hit whatever. I'm not sure if it makes that big of a difference, but the safer thing to do is using your thumb to guard on the outside. So using your thumb to hold it in place versus using this. Now this right here will load the bar kind of on your palms and use the wrist as support, as opposed to this, which is kind of using the bar, loading it on the back of your hand and using that, which also could lead to injury, I guess, but it's I think it's a little safer that way. Nah, bro, you're cooked. It's over, bro. No. Building muscle is not about your age. Building muscle is about breaking it down, building it back up. Did you miss your prime? Probably. Is your testosterone going to be as high as it was naturally as you would have started when you were like 18, 19, 17? No. But are you still going to be able to build muscle and work out and build nice size? Yes. So, is it too late? No. You don't really need anything fancy. I would say just eat something where you can get the carbs you need and the protein that you need in. And I would stick with white rice and ground beef or chicken, and chicken breast, for instance. Not just like all this other chicken you're going to find. Just boneless, skinless chicken breast, white rice, you'll be fine, and maybe 70-30 or 80-20 ground beef. And you can get this stuff from any supermarket. You can go to Aldi's, get this stuff if you're on a budget. Generally very cheap, the cheapest there, and you could generally live off of maybe $50 per week doing that, depending on how much in excess that you get.
I'm gonna let myself rest. Another issue that I think a lot of people have is they don't take enough rest. So they'll go into their lift. They might fail their lift, like going for a PR or going for whatever they're going for, and they want redemption, so they go right back into it. They go immediately back into it, and then they'll still fail because you didn't give yourself enough rest. You didn't give yourself enough time to adjust back into the lift. Your muscles need recovery time. If you're going for power, a minimum of 3 to 5 minutes to recover. If you're going for like a max, it's a minimum of 3 to 5 minutes to like lift. But if you're going for just trying to fatigue your muscles and trying to get yourself used to lifting heavy weight, it's low reps, 2 to 3 minutes of rest time to go back into the lift, because you're not really going into the lift to really accomplish those numbers. You're going into the lift but really hit fatigue beforehand, so that your body kind of fails a little bit so it can build back up, and then you can hit higher numbers easier. Chest flies. So essentially it's just squeezing the chest together. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to warm up a little bit, and then I'm going to go into like a heavier set. So what I usually do is I do 2 sets of 15, and then I go lower to a 12, 10, and then 8. To cap it out, to really burn out the chest. Sometimes I'll go into like incline chest, or I'll go into tricep push downs or something like that. The whole point of why most people use dumbbells over machine equipment is because dumbbells have like a multi-purpose use. You can use dumbbells in almost like whatever sense you want to use them. You can use machines in that way because machines are generally fitted to do work a certain area of your body, and you can't really adjust. Like a machine like this, you can't work out your triceps with this machine. You could, but it's probably not going to be optimal. This machine is specifically meant to do chest flies. However, dumbbells, they're not only meant for chest flies, they're meant for whatever you want to use them for, essentially. So that's why most people use dumbbells in their house versus getting a bunch of different machines that might cost more. Dumbbells are generally pretty cheap for how much you can do with them. Most useless movement I think that you could do in the gym. I think there's much better ways to work out that area of the chest. Machine equipment is also way better, more optimal to you to work out going low instead of dipping yourself at an incline, trying to lift high.
Come on.